All right, we'll get started in just a second here. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Get started in just a few minutes. Just kind of rearranging some stuff right now yet. What's going on, Hall? Jaded, what's up, man? Heck yeah, we're going to dismantle this baby. Hopefully we'll be able to see okay. I'm going to grab another light. Be right back. Oh, no kidding? Seeing the guts of Data East? Nice. Yeah, this should be interesting to say the least. So, kind of showed yesterday, obviously, with what we had from the playfield. We'll actually pull the glass and, I guess, go through it a little bit closer and get some of the glare off. All right, so that's glass off. We'll go to, let's see here. Yeah, you were saying that with the, what you had yesterday. Actually, let me, let's do, I'll probably regret this, putting this out. But we will just kind of go through. Sorry for the shakiness, but we're going to go through and just kind of show some of the areas on the playfield first where we've had the issue, so hopefully you guys don't get a headache from this. I guess first thing, obviously, going through on the playfield, got a couple marks. We're going to end up replacing this. Obviously, the scoop area here is quite worn. Same thing with going over to the chair. And this one had magnet burn. And it looked like at some point the operator tried putting or taking the magnet out and then put different screws in the playfield. So you can see it actually has kind of like a chip in the playfield. It's actually popped up a little bit on both sides where the magnet would screw in. And there's another one, I'm trying to remember, oh, right here by the mansion. So we have a slight lifting, I guess, in the mansion with some of the inserts. It's actually not too bad, but yesterday you saw the ball was tracking a little, not too bad, but the angle of this is going to be kind of hard to see, but you can kind of tell there's some planking going on. That's really, really bad, and you can kind of see it right here in the chair, this line. This playfield is just not obviously the greatest, but you know, for the price that I got for the machine, I thought it was beneficial to you know, try to do a restore candidate with it. So you know, Cliffy could have covered this and that as well. And you know, I did play it for a little bit of time, not a ton while it was in the house here, but a little bit. Moving back to here, you can see a little bit of scoop wear going back by the bookcase. This is fairly level. I think there's a little bit of wear, and it's down a little bit lower on this back area of the bookcase. And then, you know, the kick-out hole, it's a little dark right now. We'll get some light back here in a minute. Whoa. But not too bad, kind of going around. Sorry for the glare. I'm trying to watch what I'm doing on screen and also with the camera. So just kind of a quick rundown of the playfield. So what we're going to do, and for those that weren't here, we're going to actually replace the playfield, but we're not going to focus on that tonight. We're actually going to focus on the cabinet area, and the cabinet's not, sorry for moving around here, not too bad. You know, we do have some issues with the cabinet, you know, based off of the front of the cabinet area and the coin door, and then, you know, kind of moving to the side. I mean, there's nicks and scratches in it. I mean, nothing too terrible. But one thing is, if you kind of look at the bottom of the cabinet, you can kind of see it's actually coming apart near the bottom. Once we get actually to the inside, you'll see there actually looks like there's at some point or another that a beer or soda or something was spilt on the glass and more than likely dumped into the bottom of the cabinet. So moving up, you can kind of see the lockdown bar. Get some of this light away. Pretty nasty. And this cabinet just, you know, with a brand new playfield in here, I really wanted a kind of a fresh start on the Addams. So we're going to pull the playfield in just a few moments and basically dismantle the entire cabinet, and we're going to get this sent over to get a replacement cabinet. So I'm going to get this camera back on the stand. That's just kind of showing you a quick, I guess, review of the game. This side, sorry. You know, some wear by the flipper buttons that was, you know, touched up. You can actually see there's a screw right down in this corner here, you know, where they try to stop the damage. And then on the back box area, you can see that you know, it's splitting in the head, and I think it's worse. There's a pretty nasty chip in the top corner that was painted at some point. Same thing with the bottom corner. See all my extension cords everywhere. Again, sorry for the camera movement here. We're almost done. And then on this side, topper, I mean, relatively okay. It needs to be cleaned up, but all right. So I'm gonna shut this light off and get this kind of placed back, and get this back on the tripod. Sorry for the movement again. Hopefully that kind of shows a little bit of what we're dealing with. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and power off the game and start chipping away. Any questions? I guess before we kind of get started. Anything you want to see? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get to the where the hell am I? Oh yeah, you'll see the back box. If you want, we can. The glass is already ready to be popped out. Kind of a crappy glare, but jeez, I got that tight on there tight. There we go. So that's where the DMD panel goes, and this is the back box area. So this is obviously going through CPU board, and this is like a Fliptronics board, and then we've got the DMD board going through here, and then this is your main board. This, if the batteries leak, obviously can cause a whole lot of issues. Shortly here, we'll go through this entire back box, and we will pull all the boards out of this, and we're going to pull the metal backing plate out because we're going to get measurements of this head all together. Oh, what's up, my man? How are you doing? So yeah, this is inside the Addams here. Oh, no kidding! I didn't realize that the DE was flipped. Wow, that's pretty wild. Yeah, so this is, obviously the different, going through the audio boards, the dot matrix board, the extra Fliptronic board, going through each one of these. So we will go through, and we're actually going to rebuild the DMD board. I don't know if you saw the DMD on this. It is actually the DMD. It's not actual the DMD board. But those can get pretty toasty after a while. The DMD on this thing is just absolutely destroyed. You can see that there's numerous lines out going into. If we go into. So this is the display test. Voof, what's going on? Glad you could stop by. You're actually gonna go on location, play somewhere? You can hear the buzzing on the DMD. So we actually have, I think it's 4 rows out on top, and then numerous horizontal lines out, or vertical lines out as well. This thing is just garbage. Yeah, it's great. Glad you get to go play some real pinball. Definitely go enjoy yourself. Kick some butt for me, would you? Oh, well, so this is a game that I picked up a little bit ago. We just kind of showed just a few minutes ago the play field. I mean, it's pretty wrecked. Right now, we'll flip scenes here and just kind of show the play field. Not the greatest. It's got really bad planking issues. So the intention with this is we were actually going to go through and do a swap. So we're going to replace the entire play field. I have an IPB right now that it just got extra clear added to it and a few minor touch-ups, specifically to like the greed. There's like a little white line that was going down the bookcase. It looked like they did a slide decal to touch up the color there. So that got touched up, extra clear. I have to go pick that up yet. The intention is that the cabinet's not in the best condition. There's some issues, in the corners of the head. Typical chips on all the corners of the head itself. And then the bottom, once I open up the game, you'll actually see it looked like somebody spilled a beer on the inside and the beer seal was taken out. But it looked like it got, kind of soggy, started to sag on the bottom of the cabinet. And it was just a complete mess. So the intention is to pull everything out of the cabinet tonight. And then we're going to take this cabinet up to Spooky Pinball. And their cabinet manufacturer is going to design and do the whole cabinet from scratch. So I'll have a brand new cabinet to go along with this. So pretty excited about that. So we'll have the playfield soon. I have another spare playfield, but this thing is kind of beat to hell. Just to kind of show. Somebody actually took the magnets out at some point. And you can kind of see that we have numerous issues in this where they went through where they went through and put screws through the playfield. Yeah, we'll have this on my page, and then we'll back it up to YouTube as well. So definitely come back and watch. We'll be doing this over the next couple Wednesdays. This is definitely not going to be done in one night by any means. Yeah, Jaded, it's definitely not a good playfield. I mean, there is major planking, and you can kind of see it. I mean, it's dirty. You can just see how much dirt that I just pulled up on the playfield, but it's kind of hard to see the lines in it. We'll go to, let me switch scenes here. But if you kind of look, you can definitely see major planking going through. I think most apparent is around the Addams family area. You can kind of see there's a main line coming through here where, right where it comes off, going all the way down through here. You can kind of see there's a little bit of insert lifting on this, which could all be fixed, but this is, you're never going to be able to really get that to where, where it's going to be playable. And the ball does track a little bit on kind of the mansion area. I mean, the inserts aren't bad. Surprisingly, they're not worn down. I mean, I've seen them worse. You can definitely see, the clear is gone off a few of the areas, but I mean, for the most part, it's relatively flat. I mean, there's a slight lift here. All in all, I mean, it plays pretty well. You saw it yesterday. I mean, it works, but the GI is toast on it. It's got its issues. I mean, I've seen worse scoop wear, for the chair. Not bad for the swamp area. Yeah, just Sharpie it. Get that nice purple color sticking out everywhere, right? Yeah, Deacon, this game is broke. But still fun. But, I thought this is one that we'll go through. And like I was showing earlier, it's, the cabinet, this is a hard angle. I don't have a light with me right now, but it's lifting, like right here on this edge. It's bad. So... All right, so we're going to actually start. We can get into some of this. We're going to kill this. It is ripping apart time. Yeah, we're gonna start pulling some of the cables. Scribble. What's going on? How you doing? Alright, so first thing first was we're going to get this kind of nasty DMD panel out of the way because it is just going to get in our way big time, and it's just a pain in the ass to work around. Be right back. Alright. Fat guys are not meant to be walking between these. Alright, yeah, I wanted to unplug the game. That is awesome. There's 4 going on right now? That's crazy. Pinball Life, what is going on, man? Alright, so like I said, we're going to remove this DMD panel first. There's a ground wire that runs from the speaker to the back box. We're going to pull that first. I like to use all my other games as like holders and for tools. So we're going to pull the plug here for the soundboard. And this is intertwined big time. Alright. DMD panel is out. Pinball Life, heck yeah. So we got our DMD panel. We'll take this out. We're not going to replace the DMD in this. This has 4 lines out for the rows and a couple of columns out too as well. I mean, the DMD is just completely shot. So one of the things that I like to do that I really haven't done yet for this is documentation. Obviously for when I go back to put this damn thing back together. Yeah, I was thinking of doing the color DMD, to be honest. I mean, this is one that it's so messed up. I haven't gone down the color DMD path yet, just because I felt like if you get one, you gotta get them all, in a way, especially with the other pinball machines that I have. It will get to a point of, you know, I'm gonna want them all for all the different machines. I mean, they do look pretty damn cool when you're going through it. So we'll I know where most of these go, but I'm just going to, just in case there's, you never know how bad these things are hacked. When you go to try to put these things back together, where things are moved around. I have, right next to me is my Shadow, and the Shadow game that I have is one that I got from MGC. And for those that were there, it was the one that blew up the transformer. It was wired wrong. So that was fun. It was an overseas game. We'll leave the back box bolt intact for now. Alright, so documentation for the boards done. Yeah, Jada was telling me that Addams Family is his favorite pinball machine. So we are going to start to take out the boards, might as well. That way the whole harness is not going to be an issue. I hate taking this board out. It is such a pain in the ass. And I hate when they mark these. They put markers and then they try to mark the top of these. So we're probably going to go through and rebuild all these connectors best as possible for any issues, and then you know, replace all the IDCs, which will be a complete giant pain in the ass. But could be the lighting a little bit. Let me see. It's kind of hard to. I've got a light that can kind of throw stuff off, but yeah, you're gonna need the light. I mean, it's pretty nasty. Yeah, this is great that at least I have an audience. I always get worried when I work on stuff like this. When I was working on a monitor, I joked around with Deacon that I told him that I was gonna leave him all my machines, and I wrote a note next to me so if somebody found me on the floor, they knew where to go with machines. This was a route game, so Scribble, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, there is a ton of dust. I mean, just to kind of show you on this. I mean, there is buildup of just dust and smoke and garbage everywhere in this thing. It definitely is not a great game, you know, from that aspect. But you know, for the price and what we're gonna do to it, it's not gonna much matter. So that's kind of what we're dealing with in here. If you want a different angle on anything, just shout out. Not used to doing this, so. Yeah, I haven't done any of the NV RAM. I'm normally pretty good at changing batteries. Wow, this connector is burnt. Yeah, we'll go and we are going to have to replace all these, most of these. Yeah, it'd be something that I wouldn't mind looking at doing. Pinball Life, we're actually going to take all these boards completely out. Geez, I'm really reefing on that. I'm going to have to spin around. We're actually going to take everything out of the cabinet. The very first thing we're going to do is get a new cabinet built. Sorry for my arms in the way. This is really in there. Alright, I think we're all disconnected except for this side. Yeah, the thought process is, Pinball Life, is I'm going to get a brand new cabinet for this. I already have an IPB playfield, for it. So we're going to pull everything out of the cabinet. And I'm talking everything. We're going to pull all the boards out. Everything. So if I can find what? The playfield? Yeah, I already have one. I have an IPB that I picked up because I missed out on the CPR run. The playfield that I got had a little bit of issue on... This is way shoved off to the side. But right here in the greed, there was like a white line in the bookcase. It actually looks like they did like a slide decal to correct the greed bookcase, I guess, inserts. And just being super anal and picky, I wanted to get that corrected. So I got that touched up, and then I got an extra layer of clear on it, a couple extra layers of clear. The issue is that with the IPV playfield that I got, there was minimal clear on it. So that was one that I just felt like, you know what, if I'm going to go through all this hassle of doing a playfield swap, one, I want it perfect, I guess, at least to initially start. I mean, I'm going to play it. I'm not interested in museum quality games by any means, but I figured if I was going to do one in my collection, Addams Family probably makes the most sense. I plan on doing a new cabinet for Fishtails too, which is probably really stupid, but oh well. and like I was saying earlier, this cabinet is just rocked. We can show once we get, I guess, down to bare bones here. We can kind of show the cabinet off. You know, as we kind of get to that point. All right, I'm going to zoom out so you guys can have a little bit of... Yeah, Jaded, it is beyond trashed. I'll show you the playfield again. We'll show the playfield. Stick around, and we will come back to the playfield to show it here. Pinball Life, there's actually a couple screws that went through the playfield for the magnets. So we're going to get a new playfield with it. It's just not worth it. It's got really bad planking and stuff too as well. You know, this is the easy part, is taking all this shit apart. I'm going to really regret this when I put it all back together. So stay tuned for the struggling stream. We'll go back to pull this thing back together. 10 Spence, what's going on, my man? Thanks for stopping by. I'm not a fan of this light. Something like that. Hopefully that's a little better. Pinball Life, I actually, later in the stream, I'll show you, I have another Addams Family playfield that I picked up that I'm not going to use. I don't know where you're located. I'll be at Texas Pinball Festival this year. And then I'll also be at Chicago Pinball Expo and MGC are the planned shows I'm going to. With those shows, I mean, if you're interested in the playfield, I mean, I'd prefer if you saw it in person. I mean, it definitely has some issues. I don't know how bad yours is. But I'll show it on stream, and I can send you pictures of it if you're interested in it. I was going to run with it. There's a couple inserts that looked like they were trying to be pounded out that when I was going through it, I just wasn't really thrilled with. And I ran into this IPB, so I grabbed that instead. This is gonna be fun. So the lights that are hanging up on the top are for the topper lights. So we'll pull that in a few minutes. And all these wires are really well documented in the manuals. However, sometimes they are wrong. So that's why I went through and grabbed pics for documentation. I've ran into a few where I've gone and tried to look up various wires, and sometimes they're just mislabeled or incorrect. It doesn't happen very often, but there have been a few games where you're looking at a schematic and the wire colors are wrong or the chart's wrong. And this is one where I should probably just leave the clip. We're going to do that on, should have left this one, just so I know. But we're going to clean this entire harness. Put all three on. Almost. Alright, let's find this guy. Alright. That was hot. I heard this guy knows something about wires. I don't know if it's true or not, but we'll see. Should probably pull these bulbs first. Yeah, for those that don't know, I did the Spooky Pinball harness for America's Most Haunted. I took their original prototype game that Ben Heck did and was up at the shop, and they said they needed somebody to help figure out how to wire all the games up in like a mass production type of environment. So I ended up taking a playfield home, and this is, I mean, before like artwork was released and I don't know, all sorts of stuff, and brought it home. And Charlie he was working on his game and had everything like covered up when I first went there. But ended up taking a playfield home and then going through the entire, well, I guess, so-called wiring diagram. I wrote down wires, and I basically did everything from the colors of the harness to placement, everything. So I built harnesses from scratch with just a playfield and messing around. So hey, thanks Pinball Life, appreciate it. Man, even these screws are nasty for the lights. Just gotta see what I'm dealing with. Yay, one more. I got a nasty glare from that light back there. Crazy arm shot. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of pins were not clean, batteries changed, maintained at all. What the fuck? Donate to the kids, I guess. There's actually, on this board, it's mispinned, it looked like. The chip's actually bigger. It's weird, I've never seen that. I'll show that in a second here. Alright, so we've got all that pulled. So what I just saw, which is kind of weird, I've never seen this. Maybe this is normal, I guess I'd have to go look at my other games. I don't know if Owl's still in here, doesn't look like it. But this chip, right here, you can see that's actually, it's not off. Huh, so, never seen that. So out of curiosity, I'm gonna, in a little bit, remind me, somebody, we will open up one of my other games and look. Because if we're not working on one, might as well work on them all. Yeah. You guys find this stuff interesting at all? Hopefully. Sorry for moving you around. Okay, so we've got most of the harness gone through, and what I'm dealing with right now is there is a clip back here which holds this to the back box. So I'm going to go ahead and clip that. It's just a zip tie, and then we're going to go ahead and start pulling boards out of here. We're just going to get the harness shoved down into the cabinet for now, just to get it out of the way. We'll have to take apart this corner over here, which is the ground going from the head to the down below. So, which is, you know, shielded with just the plastic here. I was going to take this back box whiteboard out because it'd be easier to get around, but I think we're going to leave it in place just because it makes a nice little light mount for now. Yeah, Pinball Life, it should be more than interesting when we get from the breakdown portion to the put together portion. That's where the fun's really going to start. I mean, any idiot can do this part, so this isn't so much a learning experience yet. If you ask Deacon Blues, I got an opportunity to swap. I have a Flight 2000, and I had the opportunity to get another playfield for it that was, I don't know, mildly better than the one I had, but it had a little better color to it. It was a used playfield, and I opted to swap, kind of not really knowing what I was getting, just knowing that it was a little better. So I, in a rush, before I went to a pinball tournament get-together, I actually took apart probably within, I think I had the top end apart already, but I was just starting to take apart the bottom end, and I basically, if you've seen underneath a playfield before on how much stuff there is, even on the older Sterns, there's a lot to it. I maybe had an hour and a half to take everything off of the playfield and essentially strip it down to just the playfield. And I was, at a certain point, just taking my drill gun with a screw attachment and just going and just ripping screws up, just taking them all out, dropping parts into the bottom of the cabinet. It's actually quite hilarious. So that game's going to be fun to put back together. Trilogy Beer is where I actually got that playfield. He's an awesome guy. If you guys are on Pinside, I'm sure you've seen his post. He took Flight 2000s, and he was going to use and strip those. He's using some of the components from it, but he actually sold me the cabinet too, because my cabinet had like this faux sponge painting all done down the side of it. So I grabbed the cabinet from him, which looks really, really, really nice. I mean, great color, no fade. And then I grabbed the playfield. We just swapped playfields. He's using the Flight 2000's playfields for his new Trilogy beer game. But it was quite hilarious. I told him what I did, and he's like, oh man, have fun putting that back together. I still haven't done all the touch-ups on it, so... Yeah, Flight 2000, I mean, I really enjoy those older Sterns. I have... my pinball list is below. But Flight 2000 is probably one of my favorite older ones from that Stern era. Alright, so we've got that one done. I'm going to regret this later. Say goodbye, harness. Remind me when I'm bitching about this later that I decided to do this. You don't like Flight 2000? That's cool. What you got against Flight 2000? The sequence spelling is too hard. Yeah, it does definitely hold up the balls, which is... Hold up balls. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but I don't know. Just the randomized pop bumper and sling action up top. Look at that burnt plug. Ugh. I have a beat to hell space shuttle. You think this game's bad? Wait till you see that. Yeah, man, that's cool. I can definitely appreciate that, you know, certain people where, you know, it holds up the ball and it's not in play. It doesn't have enough, you know, flow to it, to that aspect. And that's the great thing about pinball is you can all have different opinions and enjoy different games. So... yeah, that was one. I had a laser ball, and I never really got it fully working, and I ended up selling as a project, but I just kind of despise that game. I mean, that's like one of those super wide bodies. Just a pain in the ass. Alright, so that is a clean, wire-free back box. So we're going to pull boards next. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of laser ball. I kind of grabbed it because I didn't know what I was getting, I guess. Kind of looks like shit, but... Alright, so we're going to need Phillips. I'd love to know where my extension went. Yeah, the clip-on light, I was going to pull that because it would have been a hell of a lot easier. Sorry for the noise. Would have been a hell of a lot easier to actually have this out of the way. But it's just so perfect for the light it's hard to get the light right, and you probably know a hell of a lot better than I do for this type of stuff. It's just really touchy. So all these boards have a larger large round slot. Rounder. So we're just going to pull these screws just a little bit, and then we'll pull these boards out, and we'll go through each one of them quick. My biggest fear right now is when we get the new cabinet that it's not going to be exact. That's really why I want to make sure that we send this off. And he has an exact copy right here, so he's able to look at it and make any adjustments as necessary. Normally I have a nice little attachment that would pull this out, but I have no idea where the hell it is right now. It's probably back in my shop. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Well, this one. Oh, that's cute. This is hacked already, I can see. Oh, I think I did one of those. I'll show this stuff in a second. We are going to pull these nasty batteries right away. These are still good. Or look good, at least. I don't think I did anything with the holder. Still looks good, no green. What usually happens to this is the batteries will stay in the back box, will leak, and then what will happen is this whole area will turn green and fuzzy going down and kind of hit this whole area with these chips, and then you have to start shotgunning replacing chips, and it turns into a giant, sorry I keep moving it away, giant pain in the ass. So, you know, this looks good. Doesn't look like there's been any replacements or issues. Going through. This one looks pretty good. Alright, let's get these other ones out of here. All right. Let's show these boards. So this one is going to be the Fliptronic board, and you are going to probably crap yourself. You can see that the transistors had some issues, and this hack was here. I did not do that. And this actually looks like it's got a little bit of funky kind of something going on. Bare wire. Yeah, but pretty bad. This one looks like the traces were still intact. I don't know why the wires weren't clipped. That's one I replaced, actually. I think I left that in case I ever needed to lead it. I did this in a fairly big hurry just to make sure that it worked because the flippers weren't working. It also looks like this was jumped here, so maybe this, we'll have to go through and see what we can do with this. You can sometimes retrace these, re-hole, but this one in particular is pretty bad. I don't think we're going to be able to do much with that. That's Q11. And actually, I don't know whose jumper this is. This looks like it was jump before, but Q11 looks fairly new. I mean, that's a different tip 102. And then this one replaced, and looks like this resistor was replaced on there. But not a great looking board at all. Should have had the headers re-gone through and stuff. But so this is one that we'll have to make a decision on. We'll go back and putting it together. Alright, so we showed the CPU board already. This is the DMD board, right? Yes. So what happens with these DMD boards, this is going to be kind of hard to see. I'm going to get my flashlight quick. So you look at this, particularly in the bottom left corner, try to get the right light here. You can see it's kind of fried in that area. This whole lower quadrant, basically from where the fuses are, all the way over is just typically pretty blown out. Doesn't look like anything's been replaced in this. Maybe it has, but definitely has wore out its welcome thus far. So we will rebuild this or either get a new one. Backside is pretty gross. Again, this was a route Addams family, but you can see like this whole area is just absolutely fried. You know, this will be interesting. I mean, the rest of the board, I mean, it looks like this has been, yeah, that was resocketed, and that's why we have that. Owl, have you ever seen that? You know, I don't think that socket was supposed to be that long, or this is a different chip. I was going to look into that. It's missing two legs going over. Yeah, I didn't think so. I thought that would always matched, and I'm not sure. That's U24. So we'll look at that in a little bit, but we'll go through, and they sell a rebuild kit for this entire, I guess, lower section, just in this area here. So with a new DMD, you know, we'll do something with this. If we go color DMD, I don't even think we need this. Yeah, absolutely. The only thing is I fear is this kind of where we're getting the buzzing. You can see those are going to be out of value more than likely. But all right, next is going to be the sound, and this shouldn't have any issues. Soundboard, original ROM, and this looks good. Alright, and then finally the driver. Main big ass board that I hate pulling in and out. Yeah, this was hacked. If you look, we're going to flip this. It's going to be kind of hard to see. Looks like this one right here. You can see that there's some traces. But for the most part, pretty good. You know, I know some guys go ahead and they start shotgunning the capacitors and stuff like that. We'll see. You know, I'm pretty confident in doing this stuff on my own. I never sent a board off for service. Shouldn't, I guess, talk too loud because I have some broken ass games still. But this header looks like it was replaced at one point. I can't remember if I did this one or not. I don't know. No, those aren't my wires. But yeah, so this was jumped. Looks like this trace was blown out. You can see these are completely blown out, and then jumped over here. So, and then another hack, kind of right in this area. But, you know, from a game from 1992, also another fine wire trace from this chip there. I think I pulled this when I looked at the game, and I was kind of like, well, you know, for the price, $2,100 Addams Family, I guess I can't complain too much. But all right, so that is the back box. We will get the metal panel and some of the other pieces here. We're gonna leave just as far as from lighting goes. I think we're gonna leave everything intact right now for the metal in the back box. I think we're actually gonna go to the playfield and lift that up, and we're gonna get the playfield out next, and then we'll go back up to the cabinet. I really like kind of where that light is mounted now. It's just helping out quite a bit. So we'll move along here in just a second. I'm gonna grab some water. I'm not sure what this little board is. I think it's just like an auxiliary. It's got a bridge rectifier on it and 2 fuses. But yeah, you know what? The magnets would make sense. You know, obviously those should be fused. There's 2 fuses on there and a rectifier, so I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if it mentions it. Extra flipper supply board. Only with 3 or more flippers. Huh. I mean, there's really nothing on it besides 2 fuses and a bridge rectifier and connector. All right. So we will, before we take the playfield out, we'll give kind of, one last tour of this piece of shit playfield that we're dealing with here. Again, the game plays good right now from that aspect. I mean, it really, besides like GI, I think it was out on the left side. I haven't really replaced any lights. I think we had a couple mansion lights out last night when Jaded was watching and stuff like that, and Mopar and stuff. But for the most part, the game plays relatively okay. I think everything worked as far as switch hits. You know, we could have gone through and I guess wrote stuff down, but I think I pretty much knew exactly what we were dealing with as far as the game from that aspect. So we'll get you flipped back over here the right way and kind of go through. So first thing first was, you know, the beer seal I think gave way at a certain point on this game and caused the sagging in the bottom of the cabinet, which is really what we're trying to combat tonight. Going through on the playfield, if you catch kind of this light right over in this corner, look at the playfield. You can see that there's definite planking, especially by the slings. If you look kind of down in this corner, you can see it. You know, it just doesn't look good. It's dirty. I mean, it hasn't really been cleaned. I think I did a quick, you know, glance on it. More importantly, I mean, if we look at the mansion, specifically right here, there's where that magnet goes through. I mean, they ran a screw up through the playfield. Mansion, as far as wear, I mean, there really wasn't a lot of wear. You know, surprisingly, everything's intact, really, from art. I mean, there's a little bit of an issue, you know, with the top of this insert here, going through kind of in this area, over and raise the dead, and a little bit on top of the thing light. But for the most part, I mean, you see these sometimes completely blown out and raised inserts. I mean, it actually doesn't look too bad. 10 Spence, thanks for stopping back in. Appreciate it. We've got everything out of the back box as far as boards and harness. So right now, we're going through the play field right now. As far as, you know, chair scoop, you know, it doesn't look too bad. Not terrible. I mean, there's a little bit on this edge. You know, I think a Cliffy probably would have covered most of that. You know, so I was thinking for a little bit, you know, given to the right person, they may have been able to do something in this playfield that, you know, maybe work some wonders. You know, all in all, a couple more screw marks right here and here. But, you know, planking, you know, was pretty bad going up and down. You can really see it, like, right in this. It's kind of hard to see, I guess, with the glare. But, you know, specifically, like, this line going through. You know, as far as back here, a little bit of wear back by the bookcase, through that scoop. And then, you know, this kick out looks relatively okay for the most part. I mean, art's there. I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, you got a few, you know, issues with around the inserts and stuff, but yeah, I mean, if you saw it in person, I mean, this is probably the most, I mean, if I can catch the right angle, you know, the screw stuff, and if this is really kind of hard to get on camera. Can you see this line? I mean, this goes all the way up to, like, this screw hole. So it's like that almost caused this entire crack coming down to, I mean, all the way through the mansion almost. I mean, it goes right down to here. Yeah, and I really have seen worse. You know, again, I've seen the mansions completely blown out. Oh god, this is nothing. Yeah, I mean, it's definite. I mean, this is beyond planking. This is actually more of a crack. This right here is Mylar going through to the chair through this area, but this is definitely more of a crack, and it looks like it started. I mean, there's another. I mean, this is where the Mylar is, but I mean, it looks like it's so close to that screw. You know, where that screw came through. It's really hard with the. I guess the light there, but so real quick, I'll show before we, just because I have a nice level spot. Sorry. Oh God, I'm sorry. I don't know if that's clipped in all the way. We'll roll with it. Your playfield is screwed. Alright, so let me go grab. See if we can kind of rest that there to go through this one. So this was another playfield that I got that was taken out of a really, really super picky collector. You know, I thought initially that this playfield was pretty good. Hey, thanks, 10 Spence. Appreciate it. I've got a voice for radio. That's about it. If you saw me in person, it's kind of scary. But going through the playfield here, so I guess here's the most concerning part with this. I mean, there was you know, a few issues. You know, specifically, I guess, kind of looking at. Let me turn this the right way here. You know, right where the ball comes down. So I mean, there's a little bit of planking here, kind of wear. more... Thanks, Owl. More importantly, I mean, look, this actually looks like, to me, more of like delamination from the clear to the insert. At least what I originally thought. And if we go to the light thing flips, you can kind of see it there as well. You know, the mansion on this one looks pretty good. I mean, honestly, really good. Definitely doesn't have like the same planking issues. I mean, you can see, I mean, there's still good clear going through it. Moving up, see the special shooter lane looks really good. Here's my ADD kicking in. This wasn't cleared. This isn't my playfield that I'm gonna put in the game. This was another playfield. After I bought this game, I got this playfield for this. And when I got this one, I was going to have this touched up, like, you know, this area. And then there's, I'm going to jump up here real quick. This is kind of hidden, but sorry for the, god damn that light. But the gray, you know, and I don't think there's still Mylar, I think. Yeah, right here there's a Mylar sheet. You know, in the graveyard area. But for the most part, I mean, it looked really good besides this insert. And the power insert being that prominent, if I was sitting here playing it, would have kind of drove me nuts. So I asked Neo, if you guys are on Pinside, Neo Skywalker, Captain Neo, I think is his name on there. Yeah, he changed his name in real life. But anyway, Neo told me that, you know, he might be able to do something with this. But then when we brought it outside... if you look, it looks like, look at this million. And it almost feels like it's cracked, right? That's kind of hard to see with the camera. But right here, it looks like somebody tried to pound it out. You know, probably from either the top side or the back side. You know, definitely cracked it from that aspect and then, you know, caused a ring. And then also on this million light, and then moving up, just a little spot in the greed, paint's missing. You know, there's no wear around the bookcase at all. A little bit of like a planking mark, kind of right here. A little bit around the V. I mean, this is being super anal, and my brother will tell you that, dude, you should just put this in there. And play the shit out of it, or just play the shit out of the one that's in it. The screw holes is what really drove me nuts, and it was kind of like I have an opportunity to do something here with the price that, I don't know, maybe stupid that I'm gonna spend this much money on it, but it was something that I wanted to do, so it is what it is. We're too far now. The A, you know, there's something goofing on here, and then I was gonna have, you know, the scoop. I mean, sorry for the quick move. The scoop wasn't too bad. You know, definitely would have been covered up with a Cliffy, and you could have backfilled that pretty easily to make it pretty good. And then I already showed you the kind of that gray area. I don't know if that shadow actually helps. I'd have to look and see what I paid for it, Pinball Life. I don't know, but I'd hook you up if you're interested in it. Getting in another game or something like that. You can see where the ramp came down, the ramp flap a little bit there. But, you know, for the most part, it probably could be clear coated. And I don't know these million inserts. I don't know if this would be corrected. If I lit this up, which we can do, you know, the power and the million lights, I guess, show it probably the most. I think there was a couple other ones that just kind of showed a little bit of nastiness. But this was the spare playfield. So then after I got this playfield, I ended up talking to a guy. Brian Kelly saw this, and he said, you know, I don't know. He goes, Paul, I'd probably, you know, if you really, really want to, you know, make it perfect, he goes, you know, obviously this playfield is going to need some work. He goes, I don't know what you'd have in it as far as that. and he told me that he knew a guy that had another one that he may part with. And Brian Kelly, being the awesome guy that he is, it was a month or two, and next thing I know, he told me that he tracked one down, and I was at another show, and sure enough, I ended up picking this, or an IPB playfield from one of his buddies up, and got that. And that one, again, being, I guess, super anal retentive and being picky, had a slight white line, and what we found out when Neo looked at it, it was actually a water slide decal that was put over the greed bookcase area here, and when that was done, the color must have been off, so they did the slide decal there, but it left a very fine white line, so he touched that up and then put extra clear. I think he did 2 or 3 layers of clear, because the clear was so thin on the IPB, you would have blown through it relatively quick. And obviously I didn't spend a ton on it, but I probably paid value-wise probably what the CPRs are going for, especially now with the extra clear and the touch-ups on it. But I feel pretty confident, besides any sort of alignment issues which we may encounter. So, hey, Stash Kid, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping in and checking out the stream. Right now we're just showing an extra playfield that I have. This isn't the one that's going in the game. This was a spare playfield I picked up. It still has, I think, the original clear on it. I don't think it was ever done different. I haven't done anything to it as far as touch-ups or anything like that. We were just kind of going around showing some of the issues with this one. I guess why I decided to not use this one and went with an IPB instead. So just out of, I guess, to finalize this, let me grab a light, and we will light this up. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. Now this isn't direct or anything as far as light-wise. I'm trying to juggle around arcade games and cords and USB cords and freaking camera rigs. Sorry. Yeah, I've got another Tron playfield too. I should shut the lights off, but as far as the million inserts, I mean, it actually doesn't look too bad. You can see, this one here, a slight. I'm gonna go shut the light off quick so you can see this. I think my cameras aren't auto-adjusting, so. Alright, let's give it to you. Alright, so going in here, I don't know if you can kind of see special on the side. Yeah, this is one that I decided to not put in the game. It's kind of hard to tell with the camera, but you can see, I mean, obviously a little bit from the paint there, but I mean, you can definitely see that was pounded on, but actually it doesn't look too bad lit up. The lightning bolts and the power, if you saw, I mean, actually under light in a dark room, I don't know if you would notice the delamination from it. Stash Kit, I'll have a. I'm trying to think what I have. I have a Pinbot. I actually have 2 Pinbots. A Tron I'm going to keep. I have this Addams family. This could probably go in a game. So we'll see what we're going to do with this. and kind of make a decision. Trying to think what other playfields I have. I think that's it. But we'll just kind of move this around a little bit. Again, we're just using normal light, but those are the million lights and the greed lights. Oh no, bright light! Sorry. Yeah, I don't think I would use my one pin bot for sure. Sorry, I'm going to... And just to show the jackpot. I mean, so lit in a dark room, it doesn't look too bad. So that's the one that I decided not to go with. So let me get the lights back on and we'll get this one out of here. Oh God! Alright, so we'll get back to the back box area. We've got roughly about all the boards out. Right now, the wire harness is completely taken apart and put down below. And we're going to start on the playfield area next. Any other questions before we move on to the playfield area? I'm trying to get this camera remounted. Sorry for the movement. Welcome to the Janky Stream 101. You want to say hi? I can turn the camera on. No. My wife's down here. Say hi, wife. Peek your head up. Come on. Say hi to Owl. Who? Dave's watching. Say hi to Dave. Dave's not on. Dave's on. Dave's on. Hi, Dave. Yay! Alright, we've got a giant mess of wire harness. Alright. What a piece of shit. Addams Family giveaway. Say hi, wife. Oh, come on. Okay, turn it. She's shy. Stash Kid says hi. Yeah. Just hi. Alright, so yeah, I hate this. Yeah, this underside just sucks. So just kind of going through the cabinet. So we apparently left isopropyl alcohol in here. 91%, great for drinking. Try it. Don't try it. Yeah, so a bunch of random garbage in here. So we will clean this up, but you can kind of see, as far as cabinet-wise, going through why we're going to replace the cabinet. I don't know if you can tell from this angle, but look at the transformer. Let me get you a straight-on shot. It's actually, Jesus, it's actually sagging in the center. It's nasty. So we're going to pull the rest of the bits out of here and get ready to get a new cabinet. So let me get this camera kind of set up so we can get some angles and switch the views here, and we will start hauling crap out of here. And we were going to try to get the playfield out of here without killing myself. Was that a good night? Christy?
What?
Was that a good night?
Oh, good night.
Good night. Say good night.
Good night, everybody. Have fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the damage was actually from like beer or something along those lines would have been my guess. I mean, I honestly don't know. Let's just pull this crap out and have a look. Night, wife. I like calling her the wife. Get all condescending. Wife, come over here. So we've got the lock plate for the back box in here. Looks like it was pulled and just random stuff in the bottom of this cabinet. Alright, let's get this out. I'm quickly running out of room. Yeah, and I guess that's my concern. You know, I could have just taken a measurements and given it to the cabinet manufacturer, but I was really worried that the hinges weren't going to, you know, be right, and I'd rather just have them have the bare cabinet there, ready to go. Ready to take measurements as they need it. Yeah, this is actually separated. That's not normal. Putting my hand all the way through. So the bottom of the cabinet is actually in a bowed shape right now. Yeah, I'm sure they are too. We actually did this with a fishtails cabinet. We gave it's Spooky Pinball, their cabinet guy. We're actually going to have a whole cabinet rebuilt from scratch. So. One that I just, you know, wanted him to have, you know, the correct measurements for the speaker plate as much as possible, you know, the exact spacing for this, you know, just to have it. Hopefully it's more exact. So, especially, honestly, from fishtails to this, there shouldn't have been much variation. There's going to be few, but they should be relatively close. So at least they have something to go off of. As far as, yeah, the spills, quite nasty, honestly. We will try to get some additional light in here, but as far as, hang on everybody, as far as spills go, yeah, this thing has definitely seen better days. Believe it or not, at one point in this life, this was brand new. Kind of hard to believe. Granted, this is from 1992 and has been on route, as far as I know, its entire life. You know, one thing I really should have done is probably checked audits. I think I did at one point. Damn it. Damn it. But maybe it was the fishtails that I checked the audits. Maybe I already pulled those batteries, I think, and I don't think I had the game on. Yeah, I think it really was the life of the party. I mean, and honestly, I mean, as far as how dark the game is, as far as GI goes and the GI being burnt out, the game actually played relatively good. You can see that was stuck to the magnet on the speaker. So just real quick on the underside of the playfield of what we're dealing with, you can see the ramp. It doesn't look like it's probably ever been cleaned. I'm going to grab this over. I mean, it is pretty nasty. Sorry for the glare. Going through. So when we do the swap, dreading this already. Judge dreading this. We will replace most of the parts under here. To be honest, I really think the America's Most Haunted harness looks better than this one. Mad props to Paulie B. All right, we are clipped in. All right, so we are going to start disconnecting some of the the best one would be start disconnecting some of this stuff. If you're not already following, I appreciate a follow. Get notified when I go live, and we're going to be working on this for quite a while. For those of you who have to go in and out, and I know that there's other pinball streams, which are probably a hell of a lot more entertaining actually watching somebody play pinball than take something apart, which any moron could do. When we get to the more exciting part of putting things back together, you should definitely stop back and all these videos will be on demand, and then we'll have them on YouTube as well, backed up, going through this entire cluster F process that we will be going through. So one thing I guess I should do real quick is we never documented. I am not going to document hardly anything besides pictures. I will regret it later, but the manuals for this and the documentation online is pretty good. As far as, when we go through and redo all the harness and things like that, we will spend more time on the underside of the playfield. I've taken plenty of boards out before for repair. Granted, not all at once, but could be interesting. Yeah, say goodbye, because this will be interesting to see it get all put back together when we go through. So right now I'm just going to kind of take pictures just kind of for placement and general location of the wires and how things are hooked up. Yeah, I wasn't real interested in, I don't know if you were here earlier when I said I did that Flight 2000, and literally what I was doing is under the playfield as I was just drilling out, taking out each of these hex screws and just dropping them. I mean, it was like clink, 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 dropping to the bottom of the cabinet because I had an opportunity to get a new, or not a new playfield, but a swap playfield with one of my friends. And was going to a pinball thing, and he messaged me saying, "Hey, do you want one of these Flight 2000 playfields? I saw yours. It could be mildly better. Not a huge improvement, but it would be some improvement. So would you want to swap? I just need yours in the process." So TJ Tebow, thanks again for the follow. Much appreciated. So when I was going through, I was in such a rush. It was like an hour and a half. I had most of the top side taken apart because I was going to start cleaning it, and I wasn't real happy with some of the wear spots on it. So I was literally taking apart mechs, putting them on a table, and then just started ripping screws out, and they were dropping into the playfield, making sure that the playfield was completely bare, taking staples out. I mean, so that game sits in the back of my shop. I have not done anything, and I took pictures, but more horrorishly with that, as in horror, not whores, was dropping each one of these screws into the bottom. And obviously, if you ever worked on a pinball game, some of these can be different sizes. A lot of them are relatively the same size. You just need to know, obviously, where the brass ones go, which are shorter than the silver ones from spacing. But yeah, I was just dropping stuff into the bottom of the cabinet to try to get this playfield before I had to drive almost 2.5 hours to go to this tournament. And getting a mildly better playfield. So I caused a mess for myself, and I haven't done touch-ups on that game yet. I've kind of diverted to other projects. So we diverted to this one, and I'm sure we'll divert around. So I will immediately regret doing this, probably, but I mean, we will see. And, you know, from wiring a game from scratch and being able to follow non-documented wiring, building light matrix, switch matrix, and coming up with my own wire, I guess, colors and ordering and everything else. I don't know, confidence has risen quite a bit from actually doing that. Yeah, it was definitely NASCAR style, man. I mean, I was just going crazy. So, all right, so pretty good on this part as far as documentation goes. So now we are going to start pulling harness out and dropping stuff. I should grab coin door wiring, I guess. Yeah, I actually did TJ TiVo. I did get this from an operator. I actually got it through Spooky Pinball, where I help out and do some work up there. Charlie is friends with a couple operators, and it was one that he got offered, and he's like, he wasn't going to put it back on route, but he said, hey, if you know somebody who wants it, you know, I really like to get, I think it was $2,500 or something for it. And I initially passed this off to my cousin, who said he was interested in an Addams family, and I really thought he was going to buy it. So I took pictures and did the whole 9 yards. At that point, I was kind of like, yeah, I like Addams, but there's other games I would have, or I would rather have than Addams. But, you know, for the right price, I mean, how can you pass it up? And my cousin ended up kind of balking at it and just really wasn't interested. I think a lot of it was how much work needed to be done to it. You know, I think the flippers weren't working, so we had to go through that. Obviously, the GI was out on this, mostly on the left side. I think we had some minor GI kind of in like around the sling areas and through like the in lanes. But for the most part, I mean, it was pretty rough. There's screw holes through the playfield where the magnets are. Not terrible. I mean, it's not a bad playfield. It's just not great. So anyway, I ended up talking them down to 2,100, and I went to my cousin again. I'm like, look, 2,100. He's not going to go any lower. You know, I'm pretty confident we can get the game working. What do you think? And he decided that he didn't want it, and so I sat on it for another 3 or 4 days, and I really just didn't know what I was going to do, and finally, you know, it was kind of, you know, talking to Charlie, he's like, you know what, you could buy it, throw it on pin side, and you're probably going to have a complete firestorm of people wanting to buy this thing in the shape it's in, and you could probably make $600, $800 if you really wanted. You know, it's completely up to you, otherwise it's going to go back on a route. And you know, at that point, I was kind of like, you know what, you're probably right. I had room for extra games. I was kind of looking for a restoration project. So I ended up grabbing it. So I paid, long story short, not so short, long story long, ended up paying $2,100 for the game, not working, and got it working enough to where I played it for, you know, on and off, nothing great. I mean, I don't think I even rebuilt flippers or anything like that. I mean, you can tell. I mean, this is, you know, not great. I mean, it actually plays relatively well, but, you know, it needs to be gone through. So with that, then I decided that I was going to do the playfield swap. So I have an IPB playfield that we're going to put in this, and we are going to share this entire thing on stream, and you can watch me through my struggles of not doing documentation and just ripping stuff out. And you can point me back to, hey, remember on 12.9 when you said you didn't need it? Yeah, you're an idiot. So this is disconnected. This is the slam or box tilt, box jarring, whatever the hell that thing is called. Yeah, that is disconnected and broke. You can see that. Yeah, I do build PCs. The main PC that is listed, my gaming PC, I just built that. It's a 5930, and I did a 560 Ti classified, or excuse me, the classified edition of the NVIDIA card. I say 560. 560 is in the streaming. Yeah, but I just built that one a couple weeks ago. Yeah, Stash Kid. I mean, it's definitely not the whoa, big wrong size. You know, it's not a bad price by any means. Let me get some light, I guess. We're gonna do this janky. Ah! Sweet. Yeah, TJ, I can listen to myself talk and look like an idiot and immediately regret the decisions I made today. Yeah, but I mean, this will be great too as well because I will have all this for reference as well. So, and you know, really, you know, I think this is one hopefully keep me motivated on it too as well. So, yeah, the non-working flipper. I'll show you the board in a second here. It's a little hacked. I think. You know, this one has the Fliptronics board. I think it was tip 102. I can't remember if I did one or two of them. But replace that and we got it working. Yeah, I really haven't seen an Addams for 2100, so I mean, I seriously can't complain. I mean, it's a fantastic price, and I mean, I thought I would have if I would have bought, or if I wouldn't have bought this, and it would have been back on route and it would have been snagged up later on. You know, who knows? Somebody could have came in and said, "Hey, I'll give you 3,000 or 2,100 for your Addams," and it would have been gone. You know, that'd be really kicking my ass. Yeah, I just picked up a Fishtails as well. A game that I've been looking for a while, and it's not great. I got I think it was 900 or 1,000. I think I paid for that. It needs work. I'm gonna end up doing a playfield. I've been on the CPR list for a while, so these are Midwest prices. You know, granted, I don't. You know, even in the Midwest, I don't think I have seen an Addams go for that kind of price. But so I think most of you are obviously into pinball, but I've had a tilt cam stream, and I think Deadflip did something with it today. But that's the tilt bob. Essentially, when it hits the edge, it completes the circuit and then causes a tilt. So I experimented with the cam early on in streaming, and I don't know, it was kind of cool, but also kind of lame at the same time. Yeah, what's pinball? No one plays pinball. Pinball arcade? Wait, you have real pinball machines? Alright. You know, the other thing is, at least I have, yeah, I unplugged the machine right after we got done kind of showing stuff. I'm really pissed off with all these weird angles I'm taking these camera shots at, too. God, this thing feels crispy. Are you kidding me? Should just twist out. Twist, you little bastard. you kidding me? Okay, well, fuck you then. Sorry. Alright. Grab that. You bought 10 machines in 1 year. That's nuts. Are they all working? Yeah, Pinball Life, that's pretty awesome. You know, I actually don't know how many machines I got in 1 year. I mean, I kind of did the buy everything for a while. You know, anything that I felt was a deal. So yeah, it was something that I kind of went through too as well. And I don't know what my high was. I was up to like 23, 24. But man, just some of the stuff was just complete crap projects. And I really wanted to upgrade. So I think I sold some for Tron, and then I ended up selling a few more, and then ended up getting Walking Dead, and then trying to think what else. I picked up a Swords of Fury in Texas Pinball Festival. So I should have just pulled this. Well, I guess I need to pull it anyway because it goes through that hole. Just leave that there. All right. Get rolling. So I don't know if you saw this or not. You can see my gross hands, but I can get my hands all the way underneath. Kind of gross. And this is actually like it's gonna pop right out. Alright, TJ, let me find you that board. Hold on. Alright, this is the Fliptronics board. To get the flipper working, we had to replace, and I'm not sure which one. I think it was this guy, this tip 102, to get it working. I think I also might have replaced this tip 36. Not entirely sure, but this is slightly hacked board. Certainly not good by any means. If we flip it over, you can see the tips actually burned up. So that black jarring on the board is from the tip 102s frying themselves out, getting so damn hot that it causes the board to turn black and then blow out the traces therein. This one that we replaced, the traces were still good, so we were able to push back with some leads. This one ended up getting a jumper on it, and I can't remember. I think that jumper was there already. This isn't my wire that I know of. It doesn't look like my hookup wire. And I believe we changed this tip 36 that we just used a lead on to get going. So yeah, this definitely is a little bit hacked, but for the most part, it works. Yeah, right. I mean, $2,100. I mean, who gives a shit, right? But we'll have way more in it. But I mean, the nice thing with this game being at that price point is it will actually give us the opportunity to spend more on the restoration. You know, I don't know if I want to call it necessarily restoration. I think that's kind of reserved for some of those guys like Brian Kelly or Hep and things like that to, you know, to do that, and they definitely have their own thing going on. So this is more of a reassembly, as we'll call it, and putting it back together. So, all right, so we've got, I think, everything disconnected as far as the harness going here. We're going to need to let me bring it over here. Yeah, I like free, too. I've never been given a pinball machine. I would love to just get a pinball machine. I guess I shouldn't say that. I helped a gentleman with his... that's got a nasty glare. Is that better? This lamp gets hot, though. I hate this thing. I helped a gentleman with his game. Was it a high speed? And local guy, he saw an article in the paper for the pinball club here in town, I guess around the surrounding area, and he's like, I've got 2 pinball machines I haven't done anything with. And, you know, he really wanted to work on them. So he outreached to a couple people and got my name, and he was about 30 minutes south. And the gentleman really wanted to learn how to work on his own games, which is really cool. I was pretty excited. So before I finished this basement down here, I actually had to finish this basement myself, do all the wiring and everything else. But in the process of that, I had him come over, and he brought the game up here. And he would come up on weekends, and we would work on the game together, and we were basically shopping it out and getting everything working. We did everything from board work, learning how to solder, all the way up. That would have been a great stream to go through because he was learning in the process. But, yeah, he left the high speed here for, I don't know, probably 8-9 months. And then he said, you know what, I'm really ready to pick it up. I think I got a spot for it in my house. So he ended up grabbing it. And then he brought up a space shuttle, and he's like, you know what? I want you to work on the space shuttle. I don't need to be there for this one. You know, kind of work on it, and we'll figure something out. And I'm still sitting on the game. I mean, I'll show it to you. The back glass is just absolutely destroyed. We'll do that someday when we walk around. But issues on the game, we're gonna maybe get that playfield done too as well. So, but yeah, just kind of helped him work on the game and ended up dropping that space shuttle off. All right. Yeah, as far as the Fliptronics, I mean, I would actually have to go through and do some additional, I guess, information on it. But as far as I know, yeah, it doesn't drive just off that driver board. It's actually all controlled on the Fliptronics board, and it's due to logic and how those hold and flip work on it for high power, low power, with the tip 36 being high and then the tip 102s being low. So, all right. So this is the transformer. That is unplugged from the transformer here to the box. The incoming line. We'll drop that wire down. And we could pull the transformer now. We can pull this bracket. And we're going to get the harness back and untangled. And then we're going to pull this flipping playfield. And you can watch me kill myself. $900 for a space shuttle is a great price if it's in good condition. I mean, just in working condition. Hot Shot's a cool game. I really haven't had a lot of time on it. I'd like to. All right, so we're going to pull that out for now. Let that flipping thing cool off. Hey, thanks TJ Tebow for stopping in. Let's try to stop back Wednesdays. We'll be doing this 9 p.m. Every Wednesday for the foreseeable future. Going through and streaming. There'll be other random days when we might be playing pinball and some other things. And then we're going to bounce around as we're waiting for the playfield. We'll be working. I got fishtails, shadow. I'm going to add LEDs and stuff too as well. So thanks for stopping in. Really appreciate it. And thanks for the follow. All right, so all this harness can go back this way. we will have to. There is a ground connection at this next junction right up here, right underneath the playfield. So remind me when we do that, we gotta take that out. Let's switch scenes here. Alright, I'm going to have no lock for the coin door, I'm just going to wedge it in there. Alright. Well, let's just pull this bracket now, I guess. Should get my drill out for this. But then it's hard to hear me. Yeah, so my hope is when we drop this cabinet off, I'm probably going to have, I already have the decals, brand new decals for the entire cabinet, the head and the sides. My hope is that we'll have Chuck from Spooky maybe help with that. I've tinted cars, you know, I've done some minor decal stuff, but nothing to the extent of a cabinet. So just a touch gun shy on trying to do that. So especially on a brand new cabinet. So with that, I think we'll you know, have him help with that portion of it. And in that process, I feel like I'm saying a lot. In that process of the cabinet, and while we're waiting for the cabinet to be built, we'll work on the playfield portion. I'm hoping to meet Neo here shortly and pick up the IPV playfield, and we'll show that off on stream, and then start working on the swap. And we're going to replace most everything on the top end on this game. We're not going to try to reuse a lot. I mean, we'll obviously have to reuse some of these brackets and stuff from the harness, but we'll get new clips and we'll make sure things look nice and hopefully get things cleaned up. So I got a new ramp, and I'm sitting on some parts right now. Alright, so this transformer is ready to come out. I think we're going to focus on this playfield. I'm going to get this now. I'm just grabbing that ground braid real quick because that is connected to the harness. And that's the one that runs up. That should be the connection that runs up to the head. Would be this one here. I know it's really hard to see. You'll see it shortly, but it should be in the harness. Yeah, this was the one that's in the harness, and then runs up to the top of the head and connects up there. This is gonna be a complete nightmare. Get it out of there. All right. So I'm going to pull the harness that we pulled out of the back box. We are going to pull it this way to make sure we are disconnected. Excited yet? Bleh, wire harness. Twitch pinball community rules. What's that? Or you're just saying it rules? Or rules isn't like laws. I must abide by something. Hey, I don't know if I threw that head bolt down there, but there's the head bolt. Score! And I didn't! Here's 2! We just found an extra head bolt. Sweet! My hands are dirty. Alright, so I think we've got everything, and that's probably not a good sign. We just pulled something off. It says 138 on the side. What are we patting ourselves on the back for, 10 Spence? We've had streams all day or what? What else did we find in here? Signage. Alright. So we've got... Oh, what a mess. This has more wire than a Ford Taurus. Alright, so here's some issues that we are going to have to clean up. And I know just the guy. I hate police force. No, you should not get it. I mean, $700 isn't bad, but I don't know if you'd make any money on it. So, some of the things that we're dealing with this janky game. Some idiot decided to use twisties for the, sorry for the jumbling around here. Twisties for the connection. So we've got that one there, and cut wires here, not sure what the hell that's for. What else? Another one back here. Yeah, this whole lower end is not good. Here's that ground braid that I was talking about that connected. I don't know. I've seen police forces. I mean, they're not, $700, $800. I think you kind of see them quite a bit for that. It's just not a fun game. But that's my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. You're welcome to do what you want and spend your money how you want. But if it was my money, I'd say no to police force. Unless you want to do something cool streaming-wise. But, yeah, I don't know what this is for. It looks like this goes for the hand. And... yeah, this just looks shady for the motor there. This goes there too as well. My guess is this connected. Looks like he bypassed this connector. Jesus. And yeah, so here's purple. And then this goes to the hand too as well. So it looks like he disconnected. And I mean, he is in the operator at some point, or operators. Disconnected this part of the plug for whatever reason and bypassed it and it went direct. So we will get that corrected. Ha ha ha. It's pretty nasty. Oh yeah, I hear you. I mean, definitely it's fun to have games and to work on them and do all sorts of stuff, so... Alright, I'm going to get a mess here. Alright, so I think we are good to go to pull this playfield. I am going to move these cameras, and we will get started in just a second here. All right. Yeah, World Cup Soccer is fun. I enjoy that game. So this is the conglomeration of wires that are in that game. Going through for the harness, and I designed one of those. Alright, I'm going to give you a really weird angle. Alright. Yeah, miles and miles of wires. The bad thing is, when I get this out, I don't know what the hell I'm going to put it right now, but kind of got a friggin' mess. Want to see my road show? Trippy stream. Alright. God, this thing's heavy. Alright, we are off the hinge. Should go wake up my stepson and tell him to get his ass out here and help me lift this thing. Yeah, we might have to play some pinball after we get this friggin' thing out of here. This beast is heavy. I think I underthought this. I was worried about trying to pull it all the way up. Alright, we're going to do this all the way over to the side. And I think I'm going to get a pinball cart and jack it up, and we're going to try to rest it on it. Yeah, this is where you guys get ready to call 911. Be right back. I said put a shirt on. Alright, coming back. La 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 la. This is going to be a bad idea. I don't know if this is a good idea either, though, because I'm not going to have anywhere to fucking put this thing. I know we're going to get Matt. Matt! Okay, we're going to lift this out. Say hi, Matt. Say hi, Internet. Hey. Hey, I think I just woke him up. He's pissed. Alright, hold on. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to lift the playfield straight up and out because we need to clear this hinge. But after we clear the hinge, we should be good. Actually, instead of lifting it that far, let me... I don't know how tight those are in there. Let's just lift it. Do you get on the other side at all or not? Don't worry about the wires. Just grab the wood part of the playfield. Let's straight up. Okay, keep going. Yeah, it's out.
Yeah, but I'm hooked on a wire.
Yeah, you're hooked on the light. Ah! Move your arm. Put it towards me.
Okay.
Ah! No, look at your hand. Oh my god, we're losing light.
Okay, we're putting this.
Ah! Alright, go this way. Go. Alright, go down. Down. Let go. Bleh. Holy shit. It is out. Alright, let's I'll put it over here. Score. Alright. I'm good. Thanks.
Oh, you're good. You have to put it back in.
No, I'm not putting that back in, Johnny.
Okay.
Want to say bye, Internet?
Bye.
Alright. Heave-ho. I think we need to save that as a highlight. That was interesting. Alright, so now going back. Let's move this back. Empty cabinet, almost. All right, I think that was the hard part. I tried to lift with my legs, Stash Kid. Hey, we got 10 cents. We're rich. There's just random shit in here. All right. With the playfield out, and thank gosh for Matt being at least coherent enough to wake up and help. I like to do with my phone. Excuse me. Alright, so now we're going to... Sorry for the random screaming and everything there. Alright, so now I'm just going to grab a couple pictures just on placement. You know, really what I'm looking for here is as close as possible to how they ran. Hey, Stash Kid, thanks again, man, for coming. Really appreciate it. Thanks again for the follow. Appreciate that as well. We'll see you next time. Yeah, absolutely. Every Wednesday, 9 o'clock, we'll plan on doing this in random streams throughout the week, just for playing and stuff. We'll still play some games too, and we got other projects to work on. So thanks again for swinging by. So really what I want to do is I want to get just some of this wire, braid, wiring placement. Wire, braid, wiring placement. Just as we're kind of dealing with an empty cab, mostly empty. All right. I think we're good with that portion. All right, we're going to get this board out here, but we're going to use that for light for the time being. Sorry, yikes. No, actually, I just unplugged it. No hidden checks. No real money. I think we found 10 cents, which is kind of unfortunate. Usually find a little bit more, at least normally a quarter. What do you need? Put 10 cents in here. But yeah, we found 10 cents. So that's good. That's what year? 2001. Nothing even that cool. Would have been cool if it was 1992 or 3 or something. A couple tags and flipper rubber. Just random garbage. Just take some of that out and toss it. Yeah, nothing super interesting, unfortunately. Alright, so the hard part is done. We've got the playfield out, the harness, and now we need to focus on some of these other bits like the transformer, the power line box, speaker. So I think we're going to jump, just because I'm sick of bending over right now. Ah. Alright, let me find a bit. Alright, apologizes for advancing this. You're going to hear some whining of the drill. When I bought my BSD, I found the $5 in quarters I put in a few months earlier. No kidding. That is awesome. I played games for free, which is always the best. So we're going to take this metal plate out, and we're just going to drop screws, apparently. This one's gonna have to come out. This one was broke. This is exactly how I did my Flight 2000. Just rip and rip. Like a dumbass. We are free, kind of. All right, metal board is out. And it was accepted. May 20, 1992. May something, May 20. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, we were dinking around too much. Figured why not? Just let it drop. May 27th, 1992. Accepted. You guys are all accepted. All right, that one part done. Wow. Yeah, they saved on paint. They didn't even paint the whole box. Those bastards. All right, we are going to next. We're going to take the metal plate out, the vent plate. We're going to take this out. We'll take that out because I don't want him to make sure he gets the measurements of the holes. He should be able to get them on the back end, but let's take that out. And then let's finish taking some of the other bits off of the back box here. Yeah. Thanks again for sticking around, watching me struggle taking this thing apart. Appreciate it. All right. Let's throw that shit right down there for now. All right, so we're gonna take this plate out, which is just the vent plate. 3 screws looks like. And we are out. Got some discoloration. Almost like oxidization to it, but that's out. Oh man, we're moving now. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. I'm going to take a couple pics of just how they ran this wiring. Just being kind of super anal retentive, I just want to make sure that we're getting as close to the original as possible. Making sure that we just don't have stuff ran every which direction. I think I got this one. How does that go under there? Don't know. I don't know if we want to take that rail off or not. More than likely. Alright. Doop-a-doo. Grabbing a bit quick. I want to know where my extension bit went. For spots like this. Alright, next we're going to take out this rail where the Backbox translate goes. Alright, Backbox metal trim. Alright. We don't want to necessarily drop the hinges yet. I actually might leave the back box attached, to be honest.
It's songs like this from Crosby, Stills and Nash.
But at this point, we should probably take this off. I don't know how he's going to want it. I'll leave these brackets too. Ha ha ha. Alright, let's take that off. Alright. easier way to do this, but I'm not doing it that way. And it's out. We're gonna pop these, oh, maybe not. They are in there. We'll leave those, I guess, for... Alright, so I think we want to leave, we're going to leave the hinges. We're going to leave the hinges for the back box. We're going to leave those and from each side. And then we're going to leave the brace for the corners of the cabinet. There's a brace up in this top left corner. You really can't see it with that angle. There we go. So we're going to leave this. And we're going to leave just the wires in here. That ain't going to hurt anything. I'll double check. That'll be quick enough just to rip out when we get to you know, spooky and stuff. If that's the case, we should grab moving from the back box. We need to take the topper off yet, and then we will take off this other dust plate. Little rubber band, all right. All right, so we've got most of that done. So let's go ahead, remove that dust plate like I said, and we will remove the power outlet area to get the box off up here for the wiring, regional wiring. Alright, what did I do? Getting disorganized. Do. Come on, really? Oh no! What did I do with that? Paste my drill socket. Sorry. Ugh. Oh, really? Put it in my pocket? Alright, I guess we're back to the hand. I don't know what the heck I did with it. I can't find it. Set it down somewhere. Should have instant replay so I could find it again. Alright. So all these screws are the same size, so we're just going to drop them. You guys falling asleep on me? You guys got quiet. Gross. Look at that. Ew. Stupid power cord too. We need to replace that. Man, all sorts of noise now. We are nearing the end. So, if you've never seen inside, whoops, there you go. That's where your power switch. See, obviously something was definitely dropped or moisture. We'll probably have that powder coated or something. Cleaned up at least. I mean, we gotta be careful because we can't, obviously we need points for grounds, but alright, under onset, I'm sorry. No. Come on.
Because if once is good, twice is better.
So this part will be cut out on the VOD. So. Alright, not really what I want to use here. Use the right tool! Bam! That one's in there. Yikes! Coin door. Almost done. Alright, so we got the coin door and the bracket out. Most of that is complete. Still gotta get the stupid start button and the lockdown bar out. I don't know why this won't twist out. It is like wedged in there. Thing is, it should just twist right out. It actually doesn't smell too bad. You know, it's not terrible. God damn, what the hell? stupid Christmas tree away. I can't turn this down. It doesn't smell too bad, but it is nasty. Alright, we're just gonna fucking break this. I don't understand why it's not twisting. It should just twist. There. Out. Wow, it's in there. I can't believe I can't get that. Anybody else pinball streaming right now, 10 Spence? Let's go back to this side. Start button out. Get to that. I'm getting disorganized. I hate this. I've just been whipping stuff everywhere. Oh, no kidding? That's cool. Putting together a roadshow? What was he doing? Leave now. Just kidding. Stay. We love you. Ugh. Shooter rod. Boing. 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 Sorry for the loud noises. Alright, switch stacks. Well, let's do this side you can see, I guess. And I'll tell you what, these switch stacks. Oh, cool. Man, these switch stacks are huge. Like, look how. That's crazy. How many layers? I know where these placements are. I'm pretty good with this. Wish I knew where my drill. Forget that. We are cooking now. What, the Tilt Bob's old tech? Absolutely. Pull that down or not. Ugh. This is gross. What's behind that? Ow. All right. Ow. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, man, look at these screws that are coming out of that lockdown bar. That is pretty nasty stuff. Just saying. Sounds good, 10 Spence. Thanks again for stopping by. See you in a little bit. Kick some ass for me, man. I don't know how tight these are on here. Jaded, you still there, man? Is anybody still there? Feels so alone. All right. Wow, gross. Look at that. right. Pull this transformer. Shit. Shit. Three. The hell? I feel like if I'm gonna pull this transformer out, it's just gonna like suddenly pop back up. Wow, this is just... I don't think we're going to get to either one of those, so we are going to have to. That's 9/16, that can work. Oh, no kidding. Man, this one is bent. Screw my man, are you still there? Damn. Man, my hands are getting gross. Man, I'm just ready to rip that out. Wake up. So about to head to bed. Yeah, we're almost done. Got most everything out. Just gotta take the topper off. Got most of the clips out. And we'll pull the side rails. I might just do that tomorrow off stream. And just trying to pull the transformer. So, yeah, if you're gonna go to bed, man, thanks for stopping by. Have a wonderful evening. do not want to come out. It's almost like that's half stripped or something. Let's see if we can get it now in the socket. Feels like it's on its way out. Oh shit, that's actually spinning in the cabinet. And the T-nut, there it's out. Kaboom! Well, that's a good job done. Quite dirty. But let me make some quick room. Oh, this is so heavy. Yeah. All right. Transformer is out. Let's some of these parts move them up this way. Man, just years of just crap down here. Gross. I'm gonna take a shower after this. All right. Look at that, just going right underneath. Alright, and most of this, grab some of this stuff out of here. Lockdown bar, metal plates. I mean, that lockdown bar is just gross. Blown speaker. God. Just kind of separating some of the random screws and from the trash that will just vac up. All right, that, folks, is pretty much the back box. Excuse me for coughing and everybody, or excuse me, the cabinet. All right, so we're gonna pile up this stuff and just kind of throw it into a bag to sort and clean up. This will be trash. And we'll get the bigger pieces and then we will vac this out. Hey, this is perfect. It's even a pinball bag. Support the stream. Literally, I'm just trying to get this stuff out of the cabinet. I'll dump it on my table later, and then we will decide what we are going to sonic clean versus throw into the tumbler versus just get new screws, because some of the stuff is just not worth hanging on to. Good parts. This other stuff we will toss in the garbage. All right. Move. Alright, we're gonna take this topper off. Alright. Man, I feel like a complete mess right now. I don't know where anything I put. Oh, shoot. Those are security bolts. Oh, crappy. I did not know that. Well, shit. Yeah, no kidding, right, Jaded? Looks completely different. I'm going to see if I have those security bolts. I think I might. I got this kit. Yeah, Jaded, I'll show you in a second. It is 100% almost naked now. Pretty wild. I think that's the right one. Feels pretty good. We better take this slow. Last thing I want to do is strip it out. I don't know if they have a new topper replacement for this at all or not, but this one's got some issues. Looks like we're in luck. Thank God for security bits. I'm actually surprised. Like, I did not really prepare for this today to like have all my tools ready, and it's just kind of like a last minute. Like, well, it wasn't last minute by any means, but it was kind of, I don't know, I had a bunch of stuff going on after I got off of work, and I was like, oh crap, I gotta get tools. My tools are mostly together, but I still had a couple random stuff laying around. And this one didn't look like it wanted to come out. I'm going to crack. Unless I don't get it out in a hurry. The topper! Woo! Alright, so we've got the topper off. It's got some issues, obviously on it. Looks like the decal's ready to come off. Looks like it's been glued there, cracks in the corners. You know, certainly not pristine by any means, so we'll see if we can find or source a replacement cloud topper, but for the most part, not too bad. Alright, so that, I'm going to leave the hinge. I'm going to leave the hinge and try to pull these flipper buttons. But yeah, this is an empty Addams Family cabinet for the most part. We should take that sticker off on the inside. It's just stapled. But going through, I mean, it is pretty empty. We'll have to vac it out and stuff, but for the most part, we pulled most of the ground wire out. We're down to a bare bones cabinet. I'm running out of... I should take this off, this stupid thing. Yeah, we are... you can see definitely where, you know, obviously it had water damage at one point or another going across. You can see kind of what we were dealing with, you know, transformer, and this is why, I mean, this is all, I don't know if you can see the flex of it. You know, I guess we could have sanded or taken the bottom out, replaced it, and sanded and used the sides. But, you know, there's nicks and scratches and everything else, so... And as far as the back box, we're going to leave the corner braces in on the top and bottom until I decide what we need to do and leave the hinges and side rails in place. So we'll decide on that tomorrow. But really, at this point, we are set to vacuum this out and be able to bring this up to get it measured and get replaced. Stupid camera mount. Whatever. Yeah, so at this point, I think I am going to probably call it. I'm not going to move the rig. I think we're kind of down on viewers at this point anyway. So we will do this another time. But for the most part, we've got everything removed. Coin door removed from the front. I mean, the legs are still on. But for the most part, we're a bare bones Addams Family cabinet. We got the topper off. So we will, I guess we can look at the damage of what we got here. So this is kind of the table of just random crap. Playfield over there. Another playfield. Pile of parts. And we've got stuff just piled everywhere out of the cabinet. So we'll have some cleanup to do yet tonight, but for the most part, I don't know, not too bad considering we've got almost everything out. So, alright, well, thanks again for watching and sticking around. Really appreciate it. Make sure you click that follow button if you're not already following for those that are left. And we will be back next Wednesday, potentially sooner, just to play games. But next Wednesday for sure, hopefully progressing on Addams Family or another project until we can decide what we're gonna do. So Thanks again, Jaded. Thanks for sticking around here almost the entire time. Appreciate it, man. You are awesome.